This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Program is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, yes. It's very true. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, today is Monday, July the 6th of 2026, and we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
Radio.
Yep. Doing our thing. So how has it been? How was your weekend? Did you have a multi-day or did you have a single day, or how did it go in regards of it? Were you off on Friday? Was it a 3-dayer for you, or are you getting to do the pickup today? I'm just always curious on how it works out because, it's always a good time when we get to figure all this shit out in regards to what's happening. So let's talk about what we do around here. Our show consists of safety of the news and safety. That's just kind of what we do. We talk about the things that are going on inside of the spectrum of the news cycle, because why else would we do anything else besides that? Who knows? So we bring in the professional broadcasters. They start talking about what the hell's going on. We talk about what's going on, and then we blend our worlds together in regards to what is happening. That's kind of the gig. So if you want to interact with the show, it's a simple process on doing so. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. That will get everything moving and grooving for us. And then we just go from there. It's 3 ways to do this: audio, video, and text messaging. I get a prompter over there on the screen. It lets me know what exactly is going on, and then I know how to move forward and what's going on inside of this multiverse of ours. So no doubt or outer about what we need to do. So that's how we take care of stuff going forward. So if you want to interact, it's easy to do so. And no cost, free. I don't know why I said that, because we all knew that. But that's how that goes. By the way, I haven't really been talking about it. We mentioned it maybe once or twice, but our app has entirely changed on inside of the Apple App Store. It is entirely redesigned in regards, if you have messed with it before. The newer version is more up to date than anything else. It goes directly into our website as well. And if you use Apple CarPlay, it will automatically be right there on the screener that the moment you click on it, boom, you go, you run. So it's good times with that. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and do this right now? Why don't we go ahead and bring in some of our pro broadcasters from Feature Story News to let us know exactly what's going on, because that's what they do. So we'll get that for you real quick. We'll get that moving and grooving, and then we go from there. So let's get into the news right now.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in New Delhi, I'm Neha Punia. FIFA has reversed the automatic one-match suspension of United States striker Folarin Balogun, clearing him to play in Monday's FIFA World Cup round of 16 against Belgium, a decision that has drawn fury from the Belgian Football Federation and raised questions about political interference in the sport. Multiple reports say US President Donald Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino on Wednesday and asked him to review the red card. Alistair D'Souza has more.
Many concerned how one phone call from President Trump has turned a red card into a clemency card. We can expect this decision really to face a serious credibility test. People are already asking online, can we really trust the game? Can things really be fair? Also, some saying that Balogun's reprieve brings back memories of a case way back in 1962 where a Brazilian star attacker was allowed to play in that year's final only after the intervention from certain heads of state.
The Philippine Senate has begun Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial, with her political career and a planned 2028 presidential run hanging in the balance. The House of Representatives impeached the 48-year-old daughter of former President Rodrigo Duterte in May on allegations of graft, corruption, bribery, and an alleged assassination plot against one-time ally President Ferdinand Marcos. Laura Westbrook has more.
Thousands of police have been deployed around the Senate in the Philippine capital, Manila, to provide extra security for the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, which could take months. Charges also relate to alleged threats to the lives of President Marcos and his wife. Based on a November 2024 press conference, Duterte later said the comments were misinterpreted. A guilty verdict by 2/3 of the divided 24-seat Senate can strip her of the vice presidency and permanently bar her from elected office. She is currently regarded as the favorite to win the next presidential poll, since incumbent leader Ferdinand Marcos Jr. cannot run again under the Constitution.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a 6-day tour of 3 Indo-Pacific nations, beginning with Indonesia, his first bilateral visit to the country since 2018. The two sides are expected to sign a host of agreements, as Ishan Garg is explaining.
It's likely that New Delhi is going to push for a higher adoption of and a wider rollout of India's unified payments interface, which is a technology that allows people to pay online using simple wallets and QR codes. And the idea would be to integrate Indian and Indonesian digital economies, but also export this very successful payment system that New Delhi has developed over the past few years. The other item we expect to be on the agenda is, of course, going to be trade ties, as Indonesia is one of the largest trade partners India has within the ASEAN economy.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, America on its 250th anniversary. The views of Anne Applebaum, a Pulitzer Prize-winning historian and staff writer for The Atlantic, who has written extensively about the Trump presidency.
What goes through my mind is the degree to which the United States has fallen on so many indexes of democracy and freedom. We don't have the most stable constitution anymore. We're watching members of the Trump administration assaulted and undermined it all the time. We aren't the freest country anymore. We aren't the most law-abiding country anymore. There were things that were special about the United States that I'm afraid many Americans feel have lately been undermined. If you just look at this celebration itself and you compare it to the one we had 50 years ago at the 200th anniversary of the United States, this is a completely different event. That was a very nonpartisan event. There were, beautiful old-fashioned ships. We called them tall ships, came into American harbors. There was a freedom train, went around the country carrying a moon rock and symbols of America. And this celebration has really been taken over by Trump himself. He's put himself at the center of it. He represents an administration that is trying to claim the system, the state, its institutions for him and for them, and to exclude other people. And that's really it's a very different kind of celebration.
Tomorrow, a supporter of the president with a contrasting viewpoint. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
The main news again. A slain Iranian leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is laid to rest. 3 sons make public appearances, but his successor Mujtaba does not. Outrage in the sporting world after FIFA reverses the automatic one-match suspension of United States striker Folarin Balogun after US President Donald Trump reportedly called FIFA President Gianni Infantino. In the Philippines, Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial has begun with a planned 2028 presidential run in the balance. And that is the latest feature story news. Neha Punia reporting.
You are listening to a renowned safety expert, Dr. Jay Allen, on Safety FM. Changing safety cultures, one broadcast and one podcast at a time. Join the fun on social media and find us on Facebook at Safety FM.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion. The book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobile.io. That's mobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
Hello.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Prepare yourself.
We are now being distributed on iHeartRadio. Listen on iHeartRadio app. Radio Big.
Okay, let's go. Here we go again. Another Monday. Another chance to get things done. Or at least look busy until the coffee kicks in. However your week is starting, we appreciate being a part of it. Let's get this show on the road.
Listen to our host
of the Rated R Safety Show.
self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Okay, self-implosion always sounds interesting when we're talking about airwaves. No doubt about that. So that is for sure. So let's start talking right away about some things that are going on inside of the world of the multiverse, because that's just kind of what we do around here, and hanging out and doing all kinds of interesting stuff. So did you do anything exciting for the 4th of July? By the way, 14 minutes past the top of the hour, because some people will be wondering, like,
When did you come back from commercial break? Because you didn't give the time. I need to know the time, okay? Because I don't know what's going on this radio show or podcast. So, can you please tell me the time? I'm trying to get the time figured out. Let's not waste a lot of time for you to tell me the time. Just tell me the time right now, okay? I ain't got time to wait around.
You get the point. You know exactly how it goes in regards of it. So anyways, let's get into the news stories of everything that's going on inside of the multiverse. And I got an interesting one. Did you take any flights over the 4th of July weekend? Because if you did, were you on this one? A Delta flight, a Delta Airlines flight from Atlanta was hit by what it appears to be a firework while making its final approach to Chicago Midway International Airport on the 4th of July. According to air traffic control audio, the pilots reported hearing a loud bang when the aircraft was about 200 feet from the ground. One pilot told the controller, "We just had a firework hit our plane," adding that he hoped that it simply was a mortar that exploded beneath the aircraft, but said that the impact was clearly felt. Delta Flight 1076 landed safely without declaring an emergency. The Airbus was taken out of service for a full inspection after reaching the gate, and there was no reports or injuries to passenger or crew. Air traffic controller also said that they warned the crew that they would have received multiple reports of fireworks in the area, and said that city officials had been notified. So there you go. Take a listen to this.
And we're just hoping it was just the mortar that went off underneath, but definitely felt the big bang.
There have been multiple reports, as you can imagine. The city's aware. They said they would notify the Chicago police, but, I don't know what they'll do. And Southwest 223, just for your information, the preceding Airbus said they were struck by a firework approximately 200 AGL.
Okay, 200 AGL. So, yeah, I mean, let me just kind of ask the question here, because it's kind of weird. You got hit, the stupid airplane, nothing wrong with the airplane, I'm just saying, gets hit by a firework, and you're going to call the cops, and they're going to do what? I'm just asking, they're going to do what? What are they going to do? What are we going to do? Just asking. So, should we do this reverse, or should we go forward with it? Let's go forward. A routine round of golf turned into a race for safety after two golfers found themselves on the course as a tornado approached. In a TikTok video, golfer Jonah Gold and a friend can be seen playing when the dark clouds begin forming in the distance. The two quickly abandoned their game, jumped into their golf cart, and headed for a nearby shelter as the storm intensified. The video shows them taking cover inside of a small building while watching the tornado move through the area. Jonah later joked that their survival instincts had to kick in. Weather experts say that seeking a sturdy building is exactly what golfers should do if a tornado develops. If no shelter is available, the fastest and safest options is to get to the lowest ground possible. Lie flat and protect your head and neck. Experts also warned that staying in the golf cart, sheltered under trees, or hiding beneath open-sided structures, which is probably not a good idea. So, no word where this occurred, but take a listen to the video.
Yo, pick your ball up.
Let's go. Run. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Holy, I'm videoing.
Yo, I don't know if we should go in the car, in the trees.
Where do we go?
I'd say we go by one of these trees.
Oh, hold on, let's go. Should we go to the hut there?
Yeah. I like that. Holy.
What the f is this?
Oh my god.
So let me ask you a question, because I really want to have a better understanding, and keep in mind I'm just an idiot behind a microphone here. Let's go over here. Let's go to this side. Isn't your instincts the moment that something's starting to go catastrophic, where there might be an ending to your life, is the first thing or the first reaction to do is, let me pull out my phone and record this? Just trying to figure that one out. So it's let me pull out my phone, record this, and share this with the world if this is my demise, or if I live, maybe this will make me popular on social media. I'm so confused. Like, what was the purpose here? Like, I don't understand. Do not understand some of these things. I mean, listen, I guess whatever it takes, buddy. But what a weird thing. I don't know if that would be my first instincts in regards of, hey, let me just go ahead and pull out my phone and record this as things are going down.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Why am I always being picked on and trying to be something, man? I'm just trying to do stuff here. I'm just trying to get the word out on what the hell's going on. So, what did you do for the 4th of July? I'm just asking. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you, I live in a section where I have a little downtown section, or I'm close to a downtown section is probably what I should say. And it closes down, like the whole little town section closes, and they do fireworks right there. And from where I live, you can probably pretty much spot these fireworks relatively easily. I mean, you don't have to really go far to be able to see them. So I kind of did the combination of that, and I think my daughter had us on ABC, or maybe, yeah, I think it was on ABC News. So we were watching the thing out of Nashville. Little Ryan Seacrest hosting. Didn't really think that I'd be having a country adventure night, but hey, that happened. But Boyz II Men was there, and the All-American Rejects, but we'll leave that for another conversation. So I watched some of that, and I was also watching the fireworks from home because, you know, I'm so close to that downtown section, as I was saying. So that was pretty much it. Now, other people did some other interesting stuff. Now, the president did have a speech that occurred on the 4th of July. And, of course, because we don't have the whole thing, we have the clip master taking care of his stuff in the background here. So I have some clips of it if you're interested in taking a listen in regards to what happened and what was going down, as they say. So if you want to take a listen to this, let's go ahead and take a listen to the Clip Master Flex here. So here we go.
Because this is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, nothing like it. For 2.5 centuries, our American Republic has stood as the crowning achievement of human history. This country is the home of freedom. This is the land of liberty. And this is a flag that's the banner of the most extraordinary, most exceptional, most incredible nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And we're doing better now than we've ever done before. No people have done more good, shown more courage, made more progress, righted more injustice, or achieved more greatness than you, the American people. For 250 years, the United States of America has been the hope, the promise, the light, and the glory among all of the nations of the world. All over the world, they try and be like us. Nobody can be like us. And with God's help, we will always be this or even better.
Okay, so there you go. There's the president giving his speech on the 4th of July. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are hanging. So what do you think here? Definitely some good old times. I mean, I didn't hear it live. I'm not gonna lie here. But what an interesting time. What do you think? What do you think of the speech? I mean, you always know that it's interesting when people start talking because you never know what the hell's going to happen in regards of it. Because people are like, oh, I agree, I disagree, I don't like it, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it type of thing. So I never know. I never know what is the correctamundo in regards to this world. But I look at it and I go, hey, at least if you were able to do something, maybe that's the better way to take a look here. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of the world of the multiverse as we are talking. So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk a little bit about that because we still got a ton of news stories to get into. So as I take a look around and there's more things to discuss, did you watch NASCAR? So the end of the race, Chase Briscoe wins. Take a listen.
Bell, the broken wrist, driving injured, incredible rally. Great defense for Chase Briscoe and trying to hang on. 3 wins a year ago in the 19, and he's going to see his first checkered flag of the campaign. Here's Chase Briscoe, a winner in Chicagoland.
Okay, so there you go, a winner in Chicagoland. So a lot of stuff going on inside of the world of the multiverse. So what do you think? What do you think? What a good time, right? I mean, what a fun time in regards to the things that are going on. I always take a look around and go, hey, what an interesting time to be alive. No doubt about that here. So, a lot of stuff going on inside. So, did you watch it? Did you not watch it? I don't know. It's an interesting sport to me. Not that I would sit around and watch it. I'm just saying. What I have been watching some highlights of is WNBA, which I didn't really think that would ever be a thing for me, but I guess that's just something I've watched recently in regards of what was going on. So let's continue talking about some of the stuff going on over the weekend. I guess because we're in the sports house here for a moment, we'll talk about this. Cristiano Ronaldo has confirmed that the final 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the last World Cup of his legendary career, signaling the beginning of the end of one of the soccer's all-time greats. The 41-year-old Portuguese star made the announcement ahead of Portugal's round of 16 match against Spain, ending months of speculation about whether he would return to another World Cup. While Ronaldo says that this is the final appearance of soccer's biggest stage, he made it clear that he isn't ready to retire from the sport yet and plans to step away on his own terms. Ronaldo's career includes 5 players of the Year awards, numerous club championships, and leading Portugal to multiple international titles. He also holds Portugal's record for both goals scored and international appearances. So there you go. What do you think? What an interesting time, right? So what else do we got going on? Okay, a 4th of July celebration in Chino, California. Yeah, Chino, California turned deadly when a large quantity of fireworks exploded, killing a woman in her 20s and injuring 4 others, including a child. Police were called to the scene at 8:30 p.m. Saturday after reports of a vehicle fire. When officers arrived, they found several people with serious injuries and a car engulfed in flames. Investigators believe that a large stash of fireworks ignited and triggering the explosion. 3 adults and 1 juvenile were taken to local hospitals. The woman later died from her injuries, while other 2 adults are expected to recover. The child was treated and released to a parent or guardian. Witnesses described a chaotic scene as people ran for safety. The neighbor said it appeared that a large amount of fireworks had been stored in the trunk of a vehicle. Hey now, where the explosion seemed to originate. Police arrested the 28-year-old Darian Trades James Jr. of Hesperia in suspicion of voluntary manslaughter. He is being held on $50,000 bail and is scheduled to make his first court appearance this week. Authorities continue to investigate alongside Chino Valley Fire District. So let me make sure that I understand this, because this is where these things get very interesting. The guy, the Darian Traden James Jr., was arrested on suspicions of involuntary manslaughter. Now, I just want to make sure that I understand this. Is this the person with the fireworks in the trunk? So, let me make sure I follow. So because he had fireworks in the trunk and these things ignited, which we have no idea. He was arrested because one lady was killed. Others were injured. Now, were they related? Were they dating? Were they going out? Was this a problem? So the involuntary manslaughter potential issue here. and don't get me wrong, someone did die. I'm not saying that they did not. Is the suffering of the person's death for the person that that Darian might have been with, is this an equal trade-off? I'm just trying to understand it. And don't get me wrong, storing fireworks in a trunk is kind of weird in the first place. We can leave that for a whole other conversation. But how does that work? I mean, I never understand the whole thing of shooting fireworks in the first place, but that's a me thing, not an anybody else thing. If that's what you choose to do, that's on you, not on me.
Duh.
But I just think it's very weird that this is what we're looking at. And I don't know Darian, and I don't know the situation, but man, it gets interesting when you start thinking about some of this stuff. What a weird time.
Another pitfall of our society. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, talking about some other weird stuff going on during the 4th of July. A 4th of July fireworks celebration in Coney Island, New York, turned into chaos Saturday night when 8 people, including 4 children, were shot near the boardwalk. The victims include boys ages 14, 12, 7, and 6. Along the 2 men ages 37 and 33 and 2 women ages 25 and 21. Authorities said that 7 of the victims are stable condition, while the 21-year-old woman remains in critical condition. Among the children, the 6-year-old was shot in the abdomen, and the 7-year-old suffered a gunshot wounds to both legs, but are expected to recover. The shooting happened around 10:37 p.m., and crowds gathered to watch the holiday fireworks. Police have not identified the suspects, made any arrests, or determined a motive. The investigation remains ongoing. I mean, think about that for just one briefy moment. You're at a fireworks celebration. And listen, don't get me wrong, some of this shit already sounds like gunshots anyways. And then all of a sudden there's an open shooting that occurs. What a weird time. I mean, like, seriously, what a weird time as we are talking. Okay, so before we get into the main story, let's do this. No, like, seriously, let's do this.
The top spot at the box office this weekend. At the box office. The box office roundup.
The weekend box office. At the box office this weekend.
Okay, so let's talk about the box office this weekend. Coming in at number 10 was The Invite with $800,000. At number 9, Scary Movie, $1.1 million. At number 8 was Jackass Best and Last, $2.7 million. At number 7 was Back Rooms with $3.3 million. At number 6, Obsession with $5.3 million. Disclosure Day at number 5 with $6 million. And the number 4 spot was Supergirl with $9.6 million. At number 3 was Young Washington, $21 million. At number 2, yes, it fallen from the top spot, Toy Story 5 with $31 million. And coming into the number 1 spot was Minion and Monsters, is the number 1 movie in North America, coming in with $36.4 million. Yes, when you have younger daughters, you get stuck seeing the most popular movie at the movie theater. And I had the great opportunity of seeing Minions and Monsters over the weekend. Wonder when it's going to be on Peacock. Anyway, so there you go. That's it. It's 32 minutes past, so let's go ahead and do that thing that we do that we refer to as our main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
You know, main story time is a lot of the times that we have to sit around and discuss stuff that is going on and kind of really question some of the things inside of the world of the multiverse, because there's just no other way around this. So, how are you? How do you want to discuss some of the things that need to be discussed inside of Psychoville? Because that's kind of how it works sometimes. You know, I always find it amazing that when I start having some of the discussions that we do in the main story on how people sometimes are super offended by the main story, which I don't understand. Because we don't try to make the main story offensive. What we attempt to do around here is really give you some reality of some of the things that go on in different organizations as part of the main story. The reason that we do that is because you need to understand what's going on in other places.
Duh.
And the fun part about this whole thing is I have had this really weird opportunity in my life to take a look at some of the strangest stuff in regards of looking at incidents and accidents and all of that kind of fun stuff. So let's do this for a moment because I think it's important to do. I want you to think for just a brief moment about a typical incident that goes on inside of your workplace. I mean, think about the most normal things that occur. There's work that gets done. There's this damage on the line. There's something that is a constant. And you know that it needs to change. The people inside of your workplace knows that it needs to change. And the people in the upper management have been told that it needs to change. Now, under most circumstances, it is rare to be a higher up person inside of your organization that gets to talk to the C-suite. The corporate suite people, just in case. And I mentioned this for a particular reason. You understand there is a layer normally between you and the main people that talk to the C-suite people. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's normally the reality in most organizations. So with that being said, here's what I want you to think about for a moment. The person that goes up to bat about what is happening has to make sure to some extent that things are going extremely well with the job that you are doing. That seems to be kind of normal. But then the weird part here is that they have to go to the layer between the C-suite and that one person buffer is normally the way that it works. For them to tell them this is what the field people are seeing and this is what needs to be corrected. Kind of how it works. We normally refer to those positions as middle management. Now, it's weird here for a moment because it's almost like you're serving what I would say two masters or two polar opposite people. So you're being asked to share what is happening. You're being asked to correct what is going on. You're being asked to move forward and make sure that the workplace is, running on all cylinders, if you want to use jargon. But the weird thing is you can't get both done at the same time. Like, this is not a joke as I say this. If you look at it for just a brief moment, what ends up happening is that we look at these things and go, wow, what a weird time. Because if you are in the field, you're asking yourself more than likely, why are these things not being corrected quicker? Why is this not a priority? Why is this not getting done? Now, let's do reverse side for a moment. Here's what happens most of the times. Now you have someone that's reporting this. Now, upper management is not super interested in X issue that's occurring. And they're focusing on numbers. I'm not picking here. This is reality of what happens. Because you are aware there are organizations that go out there and say safety first. That's not a true statement. Some people don't like that people say that. That it's not a true statement because if your organization is not making money, it's the reality of how it works, they will go out of business. And so the focus is on making money. And safety falls in maybe second, third, or further down the line. So let's not lie here. And let's not give this false hope of safety first is the way that it works, because that's not true. So after they have figured out the proper way that they're going to make money inside of the C-suite, then X level of concerns go from there. And at the end of the day, it's about that C-suite trying to generate money for the people that are stockholders. It's the reality. So now your middle manager has to play somewhere in between of how he's going to talk to the person that represents them in the C-suite and how he's going to talk to the person inside of the field, he or she. So how do you handle this? How is the best of both worlds? That's always the interesting part, because it has to be one of the most convoluted conversations that takes place, because you have to have the understanding of the upper management people, you have to have the understanding of the people inside of the field, and you're stuck somewhere inside of the middle. So I just want you to think about this today. If things do not move as quickly as you would like, there's a reason for this. If things don't go as fast as you want them to, there's a reason for this. At the end of the day, I am not justifying the length of time that sometimes some of these things take. I just want you to give it some thoughts before you move forward. I want you to give it some thoughts as this world goes forward with stuff. I'm just saying, keep that in mind. So, what a weird time that we live in, that now we have to start talking about how some of these things end up working, because things are so strange at times in regards to what's going on out there. I never understand the world we're in.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
In safety, in my opinion, you woke up. You saw the system, the simulation, the structure that trained you to mistake compliance for care. Safety mutation. Information misdirection picks up where the signal fractured. Because the system didn't shut you down, it rebranded you. It packaged your voice, sold your rebellion as a new initiative, and smiled while doing it. This isn't a manual. It's a decoded transmission.
about what happens when slogans replace stories, when safety becomes marketing, and when truth gets mirrored so perfectly, you forget it was ever yours. You'll see the mutation. Learning teams turned into theater, zero harm turned into optics, and feedback turned into formatting. But the signal didn't die. It was redirected.
Safety Mutation is Book 2 of the Signal Transmission Trilogy. Available now in print, Kindle, and audiobook. Narrated by the author J. Allen, Ph.D. Because the system adapted. Now it's your move.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Have you ever wanted to start live streaming and were not sure how to do it? You can start live streaming up to 40 social media platforms all at one time for as little as nada. It's going to cost you your time. That is what it's going to cost. You can pre-record, you can live stream, you can do a multitude of things. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.com/one. That's safetyfm.com, ONE.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
Wish I had $1 for every time I caught you lying. It's been a year since I've seen your face around here. So pull that mask up over your ears and always speaking now. So do some talking now. Do some talking. We were young back then, so fixed on the one way. I'd do it over again, try to pick so many fights.
Okay, here we go. 46 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Monday, July the 6th. Yeah, this right here, the song is called Out of My Mind. It's by Community Pool. I know, I said it. So a lot of stuff going on inside of the world of the multiverse, no doubt about that one. We would like to thank Community Pool for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. Songs readily available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, and Pandora. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on, so let's continue. We would like to thank Community Pool for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. No doubt about that. So let's continue talking. Let's talk about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Our Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help, and we want you to know that people have been where you are now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. Once you get there, you go all the way to the far right-hand side of the website and click on the portion that says Find Help. Once you get there, you'll see information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, suicide, self-injury, trauma, grief support, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com. To Write Love on Her Arms. So, a lot of stuff going on that website. Once you go there, just take a deep dive and take a look around because it can change some outcomes for you. If it's not maybe for you right now, it could be one of those things that you take a look at and you can help others in the long run. No doubt about that. With that being said, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the multiverse. And here we are, exactly 1 week away From reality ships to observational symposium, live here in Orlando. Yes, Monday, July the 13th at the Aloma Cinema Grill. We'll be having a conversation with Todd Conklin as he'll be talking about human and organizational performance. I will be there talking about Signal, and Nick Weatherly will be there talking about behavior-based safety or science, depending on how you want to take a look at it. We'll have a level of a documentary that will actually air while we're there, hanging out, doing our thing. It's going to be a fun-filled day event here in Orlando. Reason why we're doing it on a Monday, that way people can hang out in Orlando if they want to over the weekend, and it gives them some options. If you want to find out more information, safetyfm.io for more information, or, not a joke, or, you can scan the QR code right there on the screen or go to safetyfm.io as previously mentioned. So a lot of interesting times as we are talking. So with that being said, I do have some John Smalls waiting in the wing here, wanting to talk about the Motivation Minute. So if you're good with this, I'm good with it. We can have John come in right now and let him tell us exactly what's going on. So here you go.
The Motivation Minute. Courtesy of JaceCaseMedical.com. Today's quote was submitted by Kylie. John Adams said, "I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the Great Anniversary Festival." He was right, too. Hopefully you enjoyed your celebration over the weekend. John Adams actually thought we would be celebrating the 2nd of July, not the 4th of July. The date they declared their independence was July 2nd, 1776. July 4th is when the document text was formally adopted by the Continental Congress. Did you know they didn't actually sign it that day? Most of them signed it just after John Hancock did on August 2nd, but some were later, and the last was many years later, Thomas McKeon, potentially in 1781. These 56 men took a stand to find a better way, one that did not involve a king, and they found it. 250 years later, we're still loving it.
The Motivation Minute.
This has been the Motivation Minute. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Heavy rains killed at least 5 people across northern China Saturday, while a powerful tropical storm toppled trees and submerged vehicles farther south.
2 villagers drowned in a flash flood in Inner Mongolia, while 3 others died in neighboring Liaoning province, state media reported. Rescuers used inflatable boats to pull residents from rivers that overflowed in Guangxi province, Gary Beck reporting.
Interior Secretary Doug Burgum said, Sunday the Trump administration will not seek new bids to repair the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, despite lingering damage.
Burgum defended the $16 million renovation as a success, despite peeling paint and algae problems that plagued the pool for weeks. He blamed vandals for cutting the pool's liner, though officials have not released photographic proof. Jessica Oakley reporting.
France survived a physical battle with Paraguay in blistering heat Saturday, while Morocco ended co-host Canada's remarkable World Cup run in a dominant quarterfinal breakthrough.
Kylian Mbappe converted a penalty to lift France past Paraguay 1-0, tying Lionel Messi atop the tournament's scoring chart with his 7th goal. Morocco routed Canada 3-0 to reach the quarterfinals again. Chris Anderson reporting.
Paul Pelosi, husband of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, faces a possible hit-and-run charge after striking a parked car in California wine country Friday.
Authorities said the 86-year-old briefly stopped before driving away, and testing found no alcohol in his system. He later apologized to the vehicle's owner and promised to cover the damage. Kyle Norris reporting.
President Trump delivered a defiant 4th of July address from the National Mall Saturday night, blending patriotic tributes with pointed political attacks on his critics.
The speech followed a 2-hour evacuation of the mall due to severe thunderstorms and record triple-digit heat that sent visitors to hospitals. Trump promoted his election overhaul plan and warned of a resurgence in communism. Liam White reporting.
A massive funeral for Iran's slain supreme leader stretched into a second day Sunday as mourners packed the streets chanting calls for revenge.
Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in February during American and Israeli strikes on Iran, sparking mass mourning across the country. Iranian officials have vowed retaliation as tensions with Washington and Jerusalem remain unresolved. Lawrence Keller reporting.
Record-setting heat and violent storms marred 4th of July celebrations nationwide, with officials suspecting extreme temperatures contributed to more than 20 deaths across several states.
3 children drowned when their boat capsized during a sudden storm on Wisconsin's Geneva Lake, despite wearing life vests. Nearly 1 million homes and businesses lost power as storms toppled trees region-wide. Kevin Sanders reporting.
Hundreds of firefighters battled raging wildfires across Portugal, Greece, and Spain Sunday as a new blaze erupted west of Athens, threatening thousands of residents nearby.
Spain and Italy rushed reinforcements to help battle a Portuguese blaze burning for more than 3 days near Vuzela. Toxic smoke from a burning recycling plant forced Thessaloniki residents to shelter indoors. Benjamin Wright reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Radio Big, mastering the art of putting music on shuffle. Radio Big.
Hey, there is an art to this format. Don't get us wrong here. Anyways, let's continue talking about some things that happened back on this date. If I take a look around back in, let's see, 1912, the Olympic Games in Stockholm opens. And 1945, Press Truman signs executive order establishing the Medal of Freedom. In 1958, Alaska becomes the 49th state. In 1965, rock group Jefferson Airplane forms. In 1991, Steffi Graf beats Gabriela Sabatini in the Wimbledon Championship. So there you go. Let's take a look at some celebrity birthdays going on today. Burt Ward turns 81. Former President George W. Bush turns 80. Sylvester Stallone turns 80 as well. Jeffrey Rush turns 75. 50 Cent turns 51. And Kevin Hart turns 47 today. So there you go. There's some birthdays that are going on. Let's talk about some things that you ought to know. Here are Friday night's winning Mega Million numbers. Jackpot was $542 million. It was 5, 9, 29, 47, 57, and the Mega Ball was 16. Here are Saturday's winning Powerball numbers. Jackpot was $396 million. 17, 38, 46, 50, 69. Powerball was 20. Power Play was 2. So there you go. Also, the 2026 MLB All-Star Game will be held in Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia on Tuesday, July the 14th. Catch the game on Fox if you care about it. And also, Chase Briscoe won yesterday's Euro 400 NASCAR race in Chicagoland Speedway. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of the multiverse right there. If you need some words of wisdom today, if you can't control it, don't let it control you. And if you need some words of advice, it is unlucky to wash your feet. It is unlucky to wash your feet first. Sorry, it's unlucky to wash your feet first. I was like, what do you mean? So there you go. That when you get athlete's foot right there. And let me give you some weird fact of the day. At first, the only color that could be produced by fireworks were orange and white. There you go. Don't know if I would consider that weird facts or if I would consider it useless knowledge. I'd use a combination of the two. Anyways, that's going to sum it up for our time today. At the top of the hour, I will be going over to radiobig.fm for the next couple hours or so if you want to come and hang out with me. We'll be talking about the world of music and entertainment over there. If you don't want to go over there and you want to hang out still on Safety FM, you're more than welcome on doing that. But here's what you'll need to do. You can hang out and take a listen, but you'll hang out with Sheldon Primus talking about the world of safety consulting. So that's something to think about. So a lot of stuff right there, that is for sure. So that's going to end it. I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Safety FM and or Radio Big. The content discussed, including examples of analysis, is provided for illustrative purposes only. It should not be applied as the sole solution in real-world scenarios, as it is based on limited and dated open source information. Any assumptions made during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are not reflective of Safety FM and or Radio Big. No portion of this broadcast, podcast, or radio show may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of Safety FM and/or Radio Big. For permission requests, please contact Safety FM or Radio Big directly.